Friends, welcome in the world of pharmacy. In today's video, we will going to discuss the barbiturates. This is one of the important class of drugs acting on the central nervous system. Particularly, we are discussing sedatives and hypnotics. In that, the first class of sedative and hypnotic drugs, based upon its chemical nature, is barbiturates. So in this video, we will see the chemical structure of barbiturates, that is chemistry, then structure activity relationship of barbiturates, then mechanism of action, how barbiturates act as a sedative and hypnotics or as anxiolytics. Then we will see the therapeutic uses of barbiturates, then adverse effects of barbiturates, and lastly the metabolism of barbiturates. So learning outcomes of today's lecture: after watching this video, learner shall be able to understand the chemistry and structure activity relationship of barbiturates. Draw the structure of barbital, phenobarbital and mephobarbital. Know the mechanism of action of barbiturates, how barbiturates act at a molecular level, at a cellular level, that we study. Then you should know the therapeutic uses of barbiturates and adverse effects of barbiturates. Okay, so these are the important learning outcomes of today's video. So barbiturates, the before going to discuss structure activity relationship, you should know the basic chemistry of barbiturates. So what is the meaning of barbiturates? Or chemically, they consist of 2,4,6 trioxohexahydropyrimidine. Okay, so barbiturates chemically they contain the basic ring, that is a pyrimidine ring. So here you can see the pyrimidine ring, which is 6-membered heterocyclic ring which contain 2 nitrogens. Okay, in between 2 nitrogens there is the presence of 1 carbon. This type of ring, the basic heterocyclic ring, is known as a pyrimidine, that is nitrogen containing heterocyclic compound. And other than this pyrimidine, the remaining positions there is a attachment of the C double bond O, particularly oxygen group is there. Okay, so barbiturates are the derivative of barbituric acid, and the barbituric acid is a 2,4,6 trioxo hexahydropyrimidine. So here you can see 2,4,6 trioxo means there is a presence of oxygens, 3 oxygen atoms. One oxygen is present at the second position, another oxygen is present at the fourth position, and the last oxygen atom is present at the sixth position of this pyrimidine ring. Therefore, name of this barbituric acid is a 2,4,6 trioxo hexahydropyrimidine. So remaining structure is of pyrimidine, therefore pyrimidine. So this barbituric acid is the basic nucleus present in all the barbiturates. Example, that is phenobarbital, mephobarbital, pentabarbital, secobarbital, thiopental sodium. All these examples of barbiturate, they contain barbituric acid, that is a 2,4,6 trioxo hexahydropyrimidine as a basic nucleus. But this 2,4,6 trioxo hexahydropyrimidine, this devoid of CNS depressant activity, means this barbituric acid solely it do not have any CNS depressant activity. So this is a basic chemistry of this barbiturates. Now let us discuss the structure activity relationship, means SAR, SAR of barbiturates. Okay, so first point in the SAR, both the hydrogen atoms in the fifth position of barbituric acid must be replaced by aryl or alkyl group for maximal activity. Okay, so In structure activity relationship, the substitution on this barbituric acid structure is possible at R1 and R2. Okay, so this R1 and R2 positions, here substitution is possible. Okay, so substitution of alkyl or aryl group means alkyl group or aromatic group, it is essential to get maximum pharmacological activity. The next point, increasing the length of alkyl chain in the fifth position. So here firstly you should know the numbering. Okay, so this is the general structure of barbituric acid. So numbering start from this nitrogen, because you can start numbering from this nitrogen or this nitrogen. Why numbering starts from the nitrogen? Because in the basic ring, so basic ring here is a pyrimidine ring. So in basic ring there is a presence of nitrogen as a heteroatom. So therefore the numbering start from this nitrogen, other than this is not start from oxygen, because nitrogen is a part of the ring system. Okay, so numberings, you can see the numbering here. This is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So substitution can be done at this fifth position. Okay, so maximum substitution is done at the fifth position carbon, okay, to get maximum pharmacological activity. Then second point, the increasing the length of the alkyl chain in the fifth position enhances the potency up to 5 to 6 carbon atom. So meaning of this second sentence is that when the length of this alkyl group, which is substituted at R1 and R2, it can be increased up to 5 to 6 carbon atoms. 5 to 6 carbon atom means up to pentyl or hexyl group. Then we get increased potency of the drug molecule. Okay, so that is the second point regarding the structure activity relationship. Okay, so anywhere in medicinal chemistry, to study the structure activity relationship of a particular class of drug is very important part, because all the drug molecules, they having a characteristic structure, different functional groups, and that functional group, that basic skeletal structure is responsible for the particular activity. So therefore the structure of the drug determines the pharmacological activity of the drug. Okay, so third point in structure activity relationship, the branched cyclic or unsaturated chain at the fifth position generally reduces the duration of action. Okay, so duration of action can be decreased if the branched or cyclic compounds are substituted at the fifth position. The greater the branching, more the potent will be the drug. Okay, so at the fifth carbon, when we substitute the branched compound or branched molecules, then we get the maximum potency of the drug. Example, the pentobarbital is more potent than amobarbital. Okay, so in pentobarbital there is a more branching as compared to amobarbital, so therefore there is a more potency in case of pentobarbital. Then fifth point, replacement of oxygen by the sulfur on the second carbon shorten onset and duration of action. Okay, if we substitute this oxygen, so here you can see if we substitute this oxygen by the sulfur atom, okay, at that time the duration of action and onset of action gets decreased. Example, thiopental sodium, which is ultra short acting barbiturates. In thiopental sodium, at second position, instead of oxygen there is a presence of sulfur, and that sulfur is responsible for short duration of action. Therefore they are classified pharmacologically as short acting or ultra short acting barbiturates. Then we will see three examples of barbiturates. So first example, barbital, it is also known as barbitone. Okay, so here is the structure of barbital. Chemically it is a 5,5 diethyl barbituric acid. So very simple structure. If you know the basic structure of this barbituric acid, then it is easy to remember the structure of barbital. Okay, so the here is the presence of two ethyl groups. Okay, so what is barbital? Barbital is chemically 5,5 diethyl barbituric acid. Okay, so this all is the structure of barbituric acid, and substitution at the fifth position is of two ethyl groups. So barbital is 5,5 diethyl barbituric acid, very simple structure. Then phenobarbital. Okay, so phenobarbital, it is a chemically 5-ethyl 5-phenyl barbituric acid. Okay, so substitution mainly done in barbiturates at the fifth position. So one substitution is of ethyl group and another substitution is of phenyl group. Okay, so this substitution two, first is ethyl and second is phenyl, then this structure become the phenobarbital. Okay, so here is a phenyl, therefore it is phenobarbital. Okay, and first structure is barbital. In barbital there is a two ethyl groups. Okay, C2H5 and C2H5. So 5,5 diethyl barbituric acid is barbital, and phenobarbital, it instead of 5-ethyl group at one position there is a 5-phenyl group. Okay, then it becomes the phenobarbital. Then next, mephobarbital. So it having the structure of phenobarbital plus it having extra CH3 group on the nitrogen. So mephobarbital is nothing but the methyl phenobarbital. Okay, so mepho, Me, it is for methyl group which is on the nitrogen. So chemically it is 5-ethyl 1-methyl. At first position there is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so 5-ethyl 1-methyl 5-phenyl barbituric acid. This is the chemical name of mephobarbital. Okay, if you know the structure of barbituric acid, then you can easily draw the structure of barbital, then phenobarbital and mephobarbital. The next point is mechanism of action of these barbiturates. So before looking at this explanation, in simple words I will tell you the mechanism. So mechanism of barbiturate, they bind to GABA receptor, particularly GABA A. Okay, that is gamma amino butyric acid. So GABA A, and it causes opening of the chloride channels, and finally it causes the CNS depression. So these are the main three steps. First is binding to GABA A receptor, then opening of the chloride channels, and lastly it causes the depression of nervous system. So barbiturates act primarily at GABA benzodiazepine receptor chloride channel complex. Okay, so we can say it binds to GABA receptor and potentiate GABAergic inhibition by increasing the lifetime of chloride channel opening induced by GABA. Okay, so whenever these barbiturates bind to GABA A receptor, then next step is opening of the chloride channels. They do not bind to benzodiazepine receptors. Okay, so for benzodiazepine binding there is a different receptors. Okay, and it do not bind to that benzodiazepine receptor. Okay, so barbiturate having a different binding site, but it bind to the another site on the same macromolecular complex to exert the GABA facilitatory action. The barbiturate site appears to be located on alpha or beta subunit. Okay, that is the part of the structure of receptor, that is a ligand gated ion channel receptor. Okay, so because the presence of only these subunits, it is sufficient for the response. Okay, So means this is about the location of the barbiturates, which is located on the alpha and beta subunits of that receptor. At high concentration, the barbiturate directly increase chloride conductance, that is a GABA mimetic action. Okay, so if concentration of the barbiturates is increased, then it acts as a direct agonist of GABA. That action is known as GABA mimetic action. In addition, they depress the glutamate induced neuronal depolarization. Okay, so meaning of neuronal depolarization is the excitation. Okay, so glutamate, so this glutamate is an excitatory neurotransmitter. So what is the role of this barbiturate? It depresses the central nervous system. So therefore, whenever there is the presence of this glutamate induced neuronal excitement or depolarization, that excitement it is decreased by these barbiturates. Okay, and this excitement takes place through this AMPA receptors, but it acts as antagonist of this glutamate. At a very high concentration, barbiturate depresses voltage sensitive sodium and potassium channels as well, but at very high concentration, not at normal concentration. A dose-dependent effect on the multiple neuronal target appears to confer the ability to produce any grade of CNS depressant. Okay, so barbiturates have such a potential, it can produce any grade of CNS depression, but it is a dose-dependent phenomenon. At low dose, it particularly binds to GABA receptor and opens chloride channels, and it causes depression of the central nervous system. But when the concentration of barbiturates is increased, at that time it decreases glutamate type of receptors, as well as it can depress the voltage sensitive sodium and potassium channels. Okay, so this all is dose dependent phenomenon. So this is about the mechanism. Then next, what are the therapeutic uses of these barbiturates? Okay, so they are used as non-analgesic, sedative and hypnotics. Then they are used as anxiolytics. In bracket, I have mentioned that it is superseded by the benzodiazepines, because benzodiazepines have less adverse effects as compared to barbiturates. It can be used as anxiolytics, means in treatment of anxiety, or it is used as an anti-anxiety drug. Okay, so first use is it is a non-analgesic, sedative and hypnotic. It can be used as anxiolytic or anti-anxiety agent. Then it can be used as an anticonvulsant or anti-epileptic. In that example is phenobarbital, which is used in treatment of epilepsy. Then these barbiturates can be used as a general anesthetics. Example, thiopentane sodium, which is used to produce the general anesthesia. They are used in psychiatry as a diagnostic and therapeutic aid. They are frequently used in treatment of insomnia, that is a sleep problem. Then adverse effects of the barbiturates. They produce the physical dependence. If taken repeated doses, then there may be development of the tolerance in the patient. Then there is a hangover if the administration of this barbiturate is stopped. Then mental confusion, impaired performance. There may be chances of the traffic accidents. Then hypersensitivity, it may produce the rashes, swelling of eyelids and the lips. They are harmful during the pregnancy as they passes through the placenta to fetus. A rare adverse effect of barbiturate is Stevens-Johnson syndrome. What happened in Stevens-Johnson syndrome? It is a type of hypersensitivity reaction. There is a much more effect on the mucous membrane and the skin. there is a rashes on the skin as well as a mucous membrane. So in in this Stevens-Johnson syndrome is one of the characteristic adverse effect of these barbiturates. Then effects on the central nervous system, it may cause drowsiness, impaired concentration. Drug hangover is very common. So hypnotic doses of barbiturate can produce a feeling of tiredness, okay, means weakness, well after the patient wakes. Okay, after awaking, the patient may feel tiredness. These are the adverse effect of barbiturates. Then metabolism of barbiturates. So these drugs are mainly metabolized in the liver and forms less lipophilic compounds. These are mediated through glucuronide and sulfate conjugation. So the pathway for the metabolism is glucuronide conjugation or sulfate conjugation. They undergo oxidation, okay, that is a part of the phase 1 reaction. Okay, oxidation, they undergo oxidation. After that they undergo glucuronide or sulfate conjugation. Oxidation of the substituent at C5 forms alcohol or phenols. Okay, if there is an addition of the oxygen group at the 5th position, then there is a formation of alcohol or phenols. These undergo further oxidation to form ketone and carboxylic acid. Okay, the barbiturates containing a propene at the 5th position inactivate cytochrome P450 by alkylation of the porphyrin ring of cytochrome P450. Okay, so this is the related to phase 1 type of metabolic reaction, that is oxidation. So at 5th position these barbiturates undergo oxidation, because already we studied the substitution of groups is possible at the 5th position, that is alkyl groups can be added at the 5th position, and these alkyl groups are susceptible for oxidation. Then the conjugation of heterocyclic nitrogen with glucuronide acid is due to the oxidative metabolism in the biotransformation of 5,5-disubstituted barbiturates, that is phenobarbital and amobarbital. Okay, so this barbituric acid, it is a pyrimidine. It contains basically a pyrimidine nucleus. So pyrimidine contains 2 nitrogen, and this 2 nitrogen gets conjugated with glucuronide acid. So it undergo in as a phase 2 reaction, that is a glucuronide acid conjugation. Okay, then it undergoes oxidative N-dealkylation at the nitrogen, and it undergo oxidative desulfation of 2-thiobarbiturate, yield more hydrophilic barbiturates which are excreted through the urine. So this 4th point is for thiopentyl sodium, because thiopentyl sodium contains the sulfur group, so it undergoes oxidative desulfation. Okay, so in simple words, the metabolism of barbiturates. So in phase 1 reaction, barbiturates undergo oxidation, and after oxidation it undergoes the phase 2 reaction, particularly glucuronide conjugation. It forms the conjugate of glucuronide acid with the nitrogen of the barbiturates, particularly the nitrogen present in the ring system of barbiturates. Okay, so firstly it undergoes the oxidation, and after that it undergoes the glucuronide conjugation. So this is all about barbiturates, which can be used as a sedative, and hypnotics can be used as an anxiolytic, can be used in treatment of insomnia. Okay, so thank you all of you for listening with patience. If you like this video, then subscribe my YouTube channel.